Alright, so we're ready to sketch in our lighthouse area, and here's a close-up of the painting that we're going to be doing today. So I have my tape all on, ready to go. I've grabbed myself a nice number 2 pencil. It's not real sharp, it's got a little bit of a dull edge on it, and we're going to lightly sketch in just below that halfway mark on our paper. And this is a 5x7 paper, and I'm going to come down on an edge here because this is the rocky coast of Maine. And I want to leave a little edge here for where our water is going to be. So this is going to be the rock area here, and then it kind of slightly comes in and then back out here where it's like a little beachy area. Still rocky, but a rocky beach. We have lots of those here. And then this is my horizon line, the water line. And if you want to grab a ruler to make sure that this is straight, you can do that. A lot of times once we put the islands in there, you can adjust that line, but you want to make sure it's a straight line. Usually horizon off at a distance is going to be a straight line. So now we're going to sketch in our little house, and if you want to watch this part through just so you can get the gist of where these things are, what I'm going to try to do is add a PDF for you to print off, so if you want to have a picture of it right beside you, you can copy it there as well. I'm doing this very lightly, and again, if you want a ruler, if it's easier for you with a ruler, grab yourself a ruler. I'm not too concerned with my straight edges at this point, because usually when I paint them in, I straighten them out a lot of times as I'm painting. So this is just gives me a rough estimate as to where things are going to go. So we have that second house is kind of off in the front, but the roof line is basically straight across on both of these. And then I'm going to bring that one down in the front, and we're going to add some windows in here now, very lightly. And then we'll just sharpen up that A-frame at the top here, and this is the second roof line here. And we'll be bringing this down on both sides here. And there's another window in here. And then there's this little tiny one beside that, and another one beside this. Now I can't tell you what they are. I've been here too in real life, a Portland headlight, but I'm still not sure what those little buildings are. So now we're going to start with a lighthouse, and the lighthouse is a little bit more narrow up at the top than it is down at the bottom. So we can get those two lines parallel, and then at the top there's like a little box on the top. This is where the light is. And on top of that there's another little box. This one's a little bit taller at the top, and you're going to put a little roof line on here. So if it helps you to fill that in, you can always just kind of pencil this in, because this is all going to be painted in black. So just get your shape in here. And it's got the little finial on the top here. And for the actual lighthouse area, I'm going to darken this up a little bit, because I'm going to actually go over this with a little bit of white gouache when we go to paint it in. So I'm not too concerned about those lines. If you do want to use a masking fluid for this, you can also do that for the lighthouse. But for this course, I just find it a little bit simpler. It's a little bit less steps than having to add the masking fluid by using the white gouache. So I usually do that with my live courses as well. So there's that last little house on the end there, and then we're just going to draw in the islands in the back. And now I'm just going to show you, this is the line where the grassy area is and where the rocks start. So I'm just going to divide that up a little bit. And you could do any little final touch-ups, as well as adding the railing. There's a little railing that goes across here at the top. And the key to that is to make sure that it's curved. That line is a curved line there. And we're going to use a black Sharpie when we go to do this part, so you'll be able to get a nice fine point on it. And then we also have a little section down here in the front where the rocks are. And just kind of pencil in just a few of the larger rocks. This is like a little cliff over here. And it's a jagged little cliff. And that looks to be about right. So we'll be ready to start our painting. We'll be starting with our sky area first.